think things are turning. I think we've seen them turn. I think it's going to be a slow lead to, I don't know what the new normal will become. But I definitely think from an overall perspective, things are getting better.
I definitely just think about things differently now.
You try to save money where you can, that's for sure.
So we question, all of these things that we really sort of never thought about before.
I had a huge desire to go out and buy an iPad. I got to get that. That's just going to be, but, just thinking, what? Do I really need an iPad?
We definitely are thinking about every purchase we make and just making sure it makes sense.
And I think that people tightened up last year, but now they're a little bit more relaxed, at least about the stuff that they need to do.
I'd say that's true across the board. We really think about, do we need it? Do we need it now?
Just daily behaviors have shifted a little bit. There is greater interest from a day-to-day perspective in saving money.
I think the word repurpose has become a very important word in English, in an American's language, and it was never there before.
You have to be smart about what your purchase is. There's no, you just can't go spending money when you have to think about what your purchases are.
It used to be sort of an embarrassing and somewhat of a taboo moment when a coupon was pulled out in the grocery line.
Everything from shoe repair, auto repair, consignment shop, Craigslist, eBay.
Now that's almost become embraced and accepted as an intelligent way to be responsible and frugal.
I think there's a huge push to repurpose and or use what you have.
Things like, I don't pay for TV, so I don't have TV. So I find Hulu online, so that's free.
Now I think there's pressure to always find something cheaper.
Redbox movies. I cut out Netflix, and now I just do Redbox whenever I want to go see a movie.
I try and see how many times I can use the aluminum foil to wrap my PBJ.
I still use every once in a while the Ziploc plastic bags.
My record is 5.
But I now have become my parents, and I wash them out and reuse and reuse and reuse them, which I did not do before.
The greenest thing you can do is to keep what you already have and optimize it.
It's being really smart about what I'm thinking about purchasing and making sure that I'm looking at options.
You see it with cars too. Nobody wants to drive Hummers anymore. If you're driving a Nissan Leaf or a Toyota Yaris, all of a sudden you're the coolest person on the road.
But it's not frugal like it was last year, where it was sort of fear-based.
Even in 2009, the psychology of myself and consumers in general was, I think, much more fearful than it is right now.
People are loosening up their purse strings. I think they're more comfortable with spending money. Now, I'm not talking about huge amounts of money, but something reasonable, like a reasonable purchase.
It's almost as though people want to brag about how little money they're spending now, as opposed to how much they're spending.
It's impacted how we live, I think, for the long term, and we'll come back to somewhere sort of in between.
I want it now, and I'm going to buy it now. I think that's going to change.
Many people now are proud about how small their house is as opposed to how big their house is.
I think probably the fact that everybody is concerned about it and aware of it bodes well for our ability to make sure it doesn't surprise us.
We are going to learn to live on less, period, end of paragraph.